title.
Matthew Scott will jump against William Parmley. Ball up and in the air, and someone jumped first, but they're looking to let that go. No, they finally decide to sort that out. It looked a little bit funny from the get-go, and they will take 2 seconds off the clock, but I guess they'll try to do it again.
Oh, if they're going to do it again, they should put the time back up.
Yeah, there we go.
And there they do.
All right, so game 3 of 4 here. This time people jump it the same way. I thought you have to let that basketball come down. You know what?
If you need 3 tip-offs in a state tournament game, I'm not going to finish that statement.
Good idea. Early foul. Jared Ramos going to go in line. Probably to shoot free throws. No, they keep him on the floor. Foul called on number 23. Alex Francis. Going to go the other way. 2 quick fouls. 1 for each team. 10 seconds into this game, we've already got 2 combined fouls, John.
It's not easy to do, Brian.
Pardon, that was Missoula on the previous take on the other side. Mount Hope with the basketball. Dark jerseys going from left to right on your screen. Hendricken, of course, going the opposite. And the all-white jerseys with the green trim. First touch we see, a lot of high passes, not a lot of basketball on the floor. Finally, it's put there. A pull-up jumper from behind the arc at the wing. No good from Matthew Scott. Yanked down and working with it are the Hawks. Picked up dribble, top of the key, shot fake, a drive, kicked out. How about a 3-ball? Hensler knocks it down. A long 2. Feet on the line, a 2-0 lead. Just as they did in the first possession, a lot of balls finding Scott, who is the one that'll drive with it. This time he loses it, but last touch by Hendricken. It stays with Mount Hope. They go 1, 2, 3 in a triangle pattern, all in the air, before going on over to Scott. He'll drive here inside the free throw line. Back rim, no good. A lot of the offense and shooting going through Matthew Scott. Quick to go the other way. Hendricken attacking. Ball is loose. Down low off the glass for 2 is Garfield Custard. 4-0 Bishop Hendricken.
Mount Hope has just got to settle this game down before it gets away from them too quickly. Get into a good half-court set, make effective passes, move your players around, see if you can get someone free through this zone.
Shot fake by Scott. A drive, flipped up, rejected by Matthew Duffy. And sent out of bounds with 14:07 to go in the first. Mountain Hope will keep it. 11 seconds on the shot clock.
The offenses that have the most success against the zone are the ones that have players that are willing to cut without the ball. Just haven't seen enough of that from these Mount Hope players so far.
Blocking foul called on Justin Missoula. It's the team's second. It'll be his first.
Should get them a reset shot clock with 8 seconds left to go, and it does.
That's the benefit here of these.
Sure is.
Early fouls, of course, keeping the basketball, but also plenty of time to work.
And Mount Hope may want to just deploy a strategy of doing that right away, using the shot clock. See if you can limit the possessions in this first half. That's one way to keep the score down.
Drive and offensive foul called as Alex Francis lost his footing and barreled in to a Hendricken player.
And he's just got to do a better job of controlling his body going to the baseline. Is when everyone can see his full shoulder going to the ground, that's going to be an obvious charge. You're really not leaving any room for misinterpretation by the referee.
Tyler Barbosa checks in the game for Mount Hope. Shot fake and kept alive with Missoula. Left to right through the lane and a jam! Parmley puts it down, 6-0 Hendricken.
And this is just it. Mount Hope needs to be able to slow the game down, and I'm not saying that because there's nothing else to say, but because it is the most important thing right now.
Deep 3-ball trying to stop the run. That will not work. The other way, a floater in the lane didn't go. Pulled down and moving is Scott. He'll sneak one through on the sideline. Good body control, flipped up, no foul called.
You're not going to win a game like this, Brian. You can't have the ball flying all around. You're creating too many easy baskets at the other end.
Tempo troubling Cousteau as he lays the body into and gets the offensive foul called, so it goes the other way. 13 minutes to go in the first.
It's a huge break for Mount Hope, because if that's not a charge, if Cousteau is able to step back and use the glass to take a short shot, or maybe deploy a move in order to fake his man out and get to the basket, that's an 8-0 game, and you're still at that frantic pace. Being able to take the ball in from out of bounds, I think, is really going to help the Huskies here.
Mount Hope held scoreless through the opening 3.5. A three ball on the way. Does not shut me up. And it's a 6-0 lead for Hendricken.
Huskies just trying to do too much too soon, trying to score 6 points on one possession.
Missoula with the strong hand, probably should have gone with the smarter one, goes to the right and couldn't finish. A nice cut there and an easy finish for Barbosa, going baseline, catches the pass for two.
And that's exactly what I'm talking about, cutting your way through the zone. Show up in different places within the zone so that defenders are unclear on which is their responsibility. And if you can do that, you're going to get some open looks, particularly if you have quality passes like that one was.
Three ball on the way. Duffy drains it.
Yeah, that's not an easy shot. Murgo was right there to contest it, so a terrific shot by Duffy to get the game where it is at 9-2.
Scott spinning and traveling. It looks like he also created the contact there. If it wasn't an offensive foul, it was the travel. 11:40 to go in the first half. Hendricken all over Mount Hope here, 9-2, as Francis will come back in the game for Matthew Scott, who will get a breather. John McDonough, the head coach of the Huskies, having a quick conversation with Scott. Officials having a conversation. My apologies, didn't catch the names. I did ask around, though, John. You'd be proud of it. Just no one seemed to know. I was out there working hard too early. That's what it was, before they were out there. 11:50 to go in the first. Hendricken basketball with a 7-point advantage. 3 fouls for Hendricken and 1 for Mount Hope.
Well, you can score yourself all the brownie points you want there, but at the end of the day, that steak and cheese with your name on it for halftime, it didn't get there on its own.
It didn't, but it'll be cold. We'll go the other way here towards the wing. Now top of the key in between the two circles. I give you all the credit in the world.
I don't schedule the tournament.
Missoula the head fake. Why not launch a three? Yep.
Yeah, Hendricken just trying to turn it into a shooting contest. If they can keep this game up and down, they're going to be able to open it up early, and that's exactly what they've done in these first 5.
10-point lead for the Hawks. Missoula almost took it right away there. Strong move. It gets partially blocked, and Hendricken does not want to slow the pace. Body control. Nice finish there from Kyle Hensler, triggering a timeout. It will be a full one called by Mount Hope. 11 minutes even to go in the first, and a 14-2 start for Bishop Hendricken right now on Mount Hope.
And Hendricken, it's just a classic dictation of the pace. They've got a team that they know has a size advantage and a speed advantage, and it's very difficult to play against both, and they've turned it into a track meet, and if it remains a track meet, Mount Hope is in a lot of trouble, and that's where they find themselves here at 14-2. The important thing is, though, Brian, is that you can't think of this as something you can answer in one possession or even the remainder of this half. There's a good chance they're going to trail at the end of the half. You can make your peace with that if you look at it as a 27-minute game over which you have to win by 13 points. And if you're able to take that long view approach, a possession at a time, it can come down to little things like maybe Hendricken misses a free throw and you get a 2 back the other way, or maybe every once in a while you get a rebound that you weren't expecting to get and you're able to turn it into a couple of points. So if you get a wide open 3, you take advantage of it, and you just try to win on the margins here and there, a minute at a time, take a point here, a point there. You want to be able to give yourself a chance to win this game in the final 4 minutes, and if you get that, that's really all you can ask against an opponent of this caliber.
John Cabral, Brian Schnee with you here. 14-2. Hendricken out of the Mount Hope timeout. It'll be Huskies basketball. Valenzuela giving to Francis. They'll move it over to Scott in front of the Hawks bench. A drive there through, picked up the dribble. Valenzuela drives to the free throw line, a reach-in foul. It's going to be on Matthew Duffy, 5'11 junior guard. picks up his first foul. Hendricken with 4. Scott, nowhere to go baseline, comes back out to the near wing. Working on his man, drives in, and a foul on the floor. Another touch foul, as you heard one of the fans maybe on the crowd mic there. Come on. Don't blame him. A little touchy there. Hensler picks up the foul. Team's 5th. 10:36 to go in the first. Mount Hope is constantly getting new shot clocks here as they rifle it off a foot to keep the basketball and not drain the 5 seconds. Scott is going to take the basketball and be the inbounder now. He'll go to Valenzuela, who's the safe bet. Driving through, kicking. Nice play. Valenzuela gets up to Nicholas Murgo for 2.
Mount Hope able to get 2 back there. Now it just is an opportunity to get this game slowed down because you're able to play it out of a half court and get your defense set. Haven't had that opportunity often with the offense struggling.
Shot is off the mark.
And that's perfect, just absolutely perfect. That's what Mount Hope has to do. You need players that are committed to giving up their bodies and making some sacrifices in order to get to balls like that. Rebound's going to be an uphill battle, and Murgo apparently got called for that foul or a travel,
yeah.
Because it's still the ball, but the effort is what you like to see. He certainly could have just as easily won possession there and been fouled, and that's the sort of daring effort that it's going to command in order for you to turn the game around.
Coming around and driving through is Kyle Hensler, a 6-foot sophomore guard, getting Hendricken back on top 16-4. 9:40 to go in the first. Scott crosses up, fall away jumper off the back rim, does not go. Stays with Mount Hope on a long rebounding effort, carry through, floated on, does not go. Pulled down strong by Justin Mazzulla. He gets fouled from behind by Alex Francis. It'll be Mount Hope's second team foul with 9:28 to go in the first.
Over on the Mount Hope bench today, they're wearing those Project Purple warm-up shirts, the project launched by Chris Herron in his efforts to help people in the area overcome the addiction issues that he has really brought light to over the last couple of years. He lives in Portsmouth, Rhode Island now, and of course Hendricken and Warwick.
Parmley adds to his day with a jump shot. He had a nice jam earlier in the game. 18-4, 9:14 remains. It'll stay here with Mount Hope. 29 seconds on the shot clock for Scott. Scott throws it in quickly to Valenzuela. He'll come around. Thought about the 3. He'll take another one. Yep. If someone's got to do it, it might as well be the guy that's taken most shots here. Down 11.
And they're going to need a solid helping of 3s in order to try to answer this 11-point deficit that they've already got.
Jason Rosario checks in the game. He was running point guard there. Duffy looks inside. Strong move. Custard for 2. 13-point game, under 9 to go. Valenzuela, now Scott. Between the 2 circles, he moves near side, spins around, follow away jumper. Looks like he got partially blocked. And there to take care of it is Rosario. Scott reaching in. Rosario gives to Mazzulla. Before he travels, gets rid of the basketball. Corner from the 3, front rim, no good. And now they get the long rebound. Skipping to the top, Rosario 3-ball. Halfway down, offensive rebound. Put back is good from Duffy. All the way back to a 15-point game. Valenzuela trying to work it. A flop there, not resulting in any whistles. 3-ball on the way, long rebound, Parmley. Mazzulla gives, what a strong move! Count the basket, Custard. And he's going to go to the line for one more, 24-7, Bishop Hendricken.
And make no mistake, the opportunity is here for Hendricken right now to go and win this game. If you can render it non-competitive, you're a team that's coming in as a heavy favorite. There's definitely a mental component that goes along with that. If you can make your opponent think they don't have a chance, then you're right. And Hendricken, you know they're going to have dogfights ahead of them in the tournament if they're able to advance. Those two last games are going to be so extremely difficult. If you have a chance to coast to a victory this late in the tournament, it really is crucial that you capitalize on it. The last thing you want to do is have a game where you're up in the neighborhood of 20 in the first half and then having to have your starters play hard all the way to the finish in order to secure it.
Three-point play does not happen. It'll go the other way with Mount Hope. And Hendricken got here by just squeaking by East Greenwich in a 12-5 game. Hendricken was the 5 seed, just put up 39 points. Well, they're well on their way to be beyond that right now. 39-35 was the final on that. Mount Hope, on the other hand, put up 74 points. And certainly when you look at those scores, you would flip-flop them and think, hey, Mount Hope had a difficult time putting up the numbers as they are today, and Hendricken the opposite.
But you're in there against those bigger Division I players now, and of course this being a private school, they're recruiting from towns over.
Little drop down, Parmalee off the glass for 2. Almost looked like he wanted to do something else with it, but puts it up and in. 26-7, 7:15 to go in the first. Scott wants to silence. He cannot do so. Missoula pulls it down, quick to run, keeping the ball control and doing his very best. Cousteau keeps the ball, keeps the body contained, puts Hendricken up 28-7.
Well, I would say that makes up for his error when he took or gave the charge earlier in the game.
Scott with the shot fake, trying to do everything he can. He traveled before the ball went through.
That hurts because baskets have been hard to come by, Brian, and to have one drop through the hoop and not count has got to be just even more demoralizing for a team that's already down.
Here at Brown University, home of the Bears, Ivy League basketball played on this very court, and these kids, I think, getting spoiled being able to play here in this beautiful facility. They get to play at University of Rhode Island next week for the winter. On Friday, later this week. A drive, Hensler up and in, and now it's a 30-7 game. Hendricken just having all of it right now. A wild floater does not go. Missoula leading the pack. Thrown at Rosario's feet, and it goes back to Mount Hope.
One of very few bad passes by Hendricken so far. Really no opportunity to receive that pass.
Scott wants this game to be his, and he's doing every little bit to try to get the ball to go in the basket. And he gets fouled, so we'll have the chance for 2.
Team foul number 6.
5:54 to go in the first half. A 30-7 lead for Bishop Hendricken. Coming in here on what would be a neutral court and absolutely giving it to Mount Hope early on. Rhode Island Interscholastic League 2014 Boys Basketball Championships. Two free throws good. Hendricken up plenty and yearning for more. The fall away, everything is dropping right now. Matthew Duffy now scoring. He was too busy passing earlier, and now he is scoring.
And Hendricken, you just got to keep it going. You know, in the second half, maybe you would consider letting up a little bit, but as long as it's the first half, you do whatever it takes.
Hendricken committing now their 7th foul, as it will be charged to Ira Loff. He just checked in the game moments ago. Let's set the lineups for you. Jason Rosario also joining him along Garfield Cousteau, Matthew Duffy, and Kyle Hensler. At the free throw line is Kyle Valenzuela as he gets the first. Scott also on the low block there, gives him a little love.
Nobody wants to see a 50-point game. So Mount Hope is going to be getting some opportunities here. If they're diligent about taking the ball inside, they're going to get rewarded with chances from the free throw line. And this is really sort of step one, just the very launching point is they've got to be stellar on free throws. If they want to make this a competitive game, which right now it really isn't, that's one thing they absolutely have got to do is take advantage of every single thing the referees give them and then try to take some more.
2 free throws good. Brandon Joseph, Tyler Barbosa, and Jake Foreman also on the floor for Mount Hope. Down plenty, but a steal there. Scott will try to take it all the way. A foul, count it!
And this is just what I'm talking about. Would that have been a foul 5 minutes ago?
No.
It's up to your interpretation. But the fact of the matter is Mount Hope is going to get opportunities when they're able to take the ball at the hole, and they capitalize right there so far. But if you want to be able to have a chance to win this game, there's no margin for error anymore. This is one that needs to drop.
Free throw doesn't go. But Hendricken has looked a little bit sloppy here the last couple possessions, couple turnovers. A drive there and competing for it. Coustard could not get the ball to drop. 5 minutes to go in the first. Scott drives, floats up in the lane. No good. Ball is loose. And quick to move the other way as he has been all game long. Matthew Duffy drawing the foul. They say it was on the floor, or they say it was shooting.
Looks like they'll say on the floor, but a terrific job by Duffy just to speed and just force the pace of that play to go at a rate that, Foreman could just never get his feet underneath him and had really no choice but to stay on the back pedal, and even that wasn't enough to avoid the foul.
Scott knocks the basketball away as he was the one to make the touch, and Scott actually grabbed plenty of jersey there on Ira Loft, got away with a foul of his own. 4:45 to go here in the first half. For those of you just joining us, plenty of a lead, and now an offensive foul is called on Christopher O'Brien, who checked in most recently for the Hawks of Bishop Hendricken. 32-13 lead with 4:41 to go in the first half. Valenzuela, Scott, he's been putting up a ton of shots trying to get his team back into this game. 9 fouls for the Hawks right now as well. They got hammering early and often. Mount Hope just at 4. (32-13). Scott outside working on O'Brien. Goes left to right, a long 2. Nice jump shot there from Scott. Hope starting to find a little bit of offensive possession here in the last few tries. As Hendricken has had to work extra hard here. Defense ramped up by the Huskies. Dropping it in. Parmley throws it down, just gets his fingertips on the rim, puts it down, his second dunk this afternoon. Scott driving through the lane, blocking foul is called.
And regardless of the nature of the foul, it's going to be a double bonus opportunity. And getting a lot of these free throws is going to be Matt Scott, because he's getting the ball all the time, as he's the primary ball handler for this Mount Hope squad. And he's really going to have to shoulder the load from the line.
Hensler already has 3 fouls for Hendricken. Scott's free throw no good on the first. 3:51 to go here in the first. Couple subs come in the game. Eric Nygren comes in for Bishop Hendricken. Ramos comes back in the game. He's joined by Murgo on the low blocks there for Mount Hope. Free throw is good there on the second, 34-16, as Scott now dipping into double digits for Mount Hope. He's got 10 of Mount Hope's 16 points. Missoula trying to catch the basketball, but it gets knocked away. Missoula, the inbounder, looks for Coustard, turns it around and puts it in for 2. Coustard has 10 points for the Hawks. Shot fake by Valenzuela. He'll drive, and a foul is called. Pardon, a traveling violation before that. Looks like Nygren was plenty happy about that. Valenzuela travels and turns the ball over.
We can do without the raised fist in the air from the folks in the stripes prior to a travel. You can really just get into the wheels on the bus, please.
Parmley so strong, he gets called and will shoot free throws. And it looks like Barbosa is going to get called with a foul. That's his second. And just the 5th for Mount Hope. Hendricken for a while been in this bonus or double bonus.
Maybe this is just me, Brian, but I think this number 20 can be a major psychological threshold for both of these teams. I think that if Hendricken can go into halftime 20 plus, this is a game where they'll probably be able to coast after that. But in the event that Mount Hope can get it to 19, then they're going to at least be able to entertain the idea that they can come back in the second half.
Parmley has 10. Scott tries to make it happen on that possession, does not. Going the other way, up and under. The follow is no good. Parmley's so strong. He's going to get more free throws, and earning both of them is William Parmley.
And this offense just out of control right now for Hendricken. And I mean that in a good way. 17 minutes of basketball, 38 points. That's almost 3 points a minute. You're not going to beat anybody giving up 3 points a minute.
Well, right out of the starting gate, Hendricken stepped on the gas pedal and has yet to certainly take it out of cruise control. It's been pretty easy, approaching 40 points in this first half, and a couple glimpses had Mount Hope, and 2 missed free throws there as last touch was made by the Huskies. But a couple possessions were really nice for Mount Hope a few minutes ago, but they have a lot to work on here at halftime and really need to make pushes starting now if they want to chip away at this lead posted by the Hawks right out of the inbound. Coustard keeps his great afternoon rolling on through.
And it starts there. There's just no room for an uncontested shot at this level of play or at this stage in this game.
Nicholas Murgo lost one in for 2.
So Murgo goes and gets it right back, but that's 2 points worth of scoring. You're only going to score so much in this game, and you're wasting it just answering a giveaway basket. You want it to be cutting into the hole you've already done.
Coustard commits the foul. That was their last one to give. Or pardon, now we're going to go into the 1-1.
Valenzuela will shoot 2 shots.
Rather, Hendricken has been in this bonus for a while. I was looking at the other side. My apologies. Mount Hope, if they were to commit one here, would have the 1-1 for Hendricken. It's just tough for me to remember. Hendricken's been shooting a ton of free throws lately. Parmley's been working his butt off underneath. 40-18. Valenzuela goes 1 for 2. It's 40-19. About 2:20 to go here in the first half of play. Our third game of 4 here at Brown University. Shot fake and a drive and a kick, but there's a foul, so we will have 1-1.
Now to foul number 44, Nick Murgo. That is his first personal. Team foul number
Murgo
7.
credited with the foul, and it's team 7th.
Shoot 1-1.
Up and good. Second one doesn't go. Approaching 2 minutes to go in this first half.
You hear John McDonough, the head coach of Mount Hope, on the crowd mic just yelling at his team, there it is, go. Off of that rebound, as he knows they've got to increase the pace in order to get some of these points that they need to get this back within screaming distance come halftime.
They'll loft it in, almost running out of space. Off the inbound. Valenzuela, they'll skip it on over to the corner. A 3-ball front, rimmed, and no good. It's going to be a foul on the rebounding effort, number 23, Alex Francis. And we'll have 1-1.
Mount Hope foul number 23, Alex Francis. That is his third personal.
That's going to send William Parmley to the line to shoot free throws.
Timeout.
Timeout is called with 1:56 to go here in the first half. Hendricken giving it all to Mount Hope, 41-19 here as we continue our coverage on the NFHS network of the Rhode Island Interscholastic League Boys Basketball Championships here from Brown University. John Cabral, Brian Schnee. Pretty lopsided here so far.
And this is really the flip side of running an open tournament. Is, you know, it sounds great, and I think it still is great because, you know, you have the potential for that Hickory High type run that, you know, was made so famous in Hoosiers, having a tournament like that where anybody can come in and on any given day can go beat anybody. Yeah, those are tremendous stories, but also this is the type of a game that would never be allowed to happen in a lot of other states' tournaments. And you have to be cognizant of that when you take a school as small as Mount Hope and match it up against one as big as Hendricken, you know, these things will happen from time to time in tournaments. That's not a knock on Mount Hope by any stretch, but you know, when you open the competition up to this degree, you know, you will get games like this.
First free throw is good.
And really just makes it that much more disappointing for Mount Hope that they were unable to win their division championship over Juanita Sanchez, because then, you know, you at least have that to hang your hat on when the tournament's all said and done.
Strong rebound off the missed free throw, and now Hendricken will hold the basketball a little bit. Ira Loft was the one that got the basketball back. He thought about the three. And moving a little bit inside the perimeter and quickly moving back out. A drive. A set shot on the way off the front rim, no good, pulled down, and easily cleaning is Duffy. Valenzuela a little out of control. That thing was halfway down. Just not the way things are bouncing right now for Mount Hope. Pull-up jumper for Missoula. Scott yanks down the board. 1:10 to go here in the first. 44-19. Scott has taken plenty of shots. Spin move in the lane. Left hand, that one's halfway down. Couldn't go as well. Under a minute to go here in the first half. Been all Hendricken. Missoula drives in, kicks out. Loft for three, no good. He'll get his own rebound and travel. Coming up next here, of course, 6 o'clock tip-off, LaSalle and Classical. Our final quarterfinal matchup, and the winner of that will play the winner of this game here on Friday evening at the Ryan Center at University of Rhode Island. Timeout called by Bishop Hendricken, 48.6 to go in the first half, 44-19. The Hawks have the lead.
And normally in a situation like that last possession for Hendricken, you would see the team with the lead slow the ball down and slow the game down in order to try to limit what's left of the half and make sure you've got a good-sized lead going into halftime. But it's really hard to tell Hendricken, a team that thrives so much on the fast pace and the leaping and the rapid ball movement, you know, to slow down and just dribble it for a while. There's no need for them to do it ahead by 25, but they did open themselves up to something like that. Maybe a bit of a, you know, ticky-tack travel call there is now going to give Mount Hope a chance. If they get a good shot off quickly to double up possessions going into the break, you could see 6 of this 25 disappear if Mount Hope can put a good final minute together.
13-second differential, doesn't matter. They're going to pull the trigger there. Shot off the mark, about 2-second differential now between the shot clock and the game clock off of the Murgo miss. Valenzuela reaches in, foul called on Mount Hope. That's the team's 9th here in the first. And it's Valenzuela's first foul. So it's 1-and-1 coming for Missoula.
At least by committing that foul, you will assure that you'll get the ball back before the half is out, so Mount Hope will get another opportunity to score.
Missoula knocks in a free throw.
Unfortunately, you have to give a team that already has 44 points an opportunity to score in order to make that deal work.
Missoula misses the free throw, and a foul is called. You probably heard that over the crowd mic. Where'd you find this clown? Coming from one of the coaches. Oh, boy. It's amazing what you can pick up with a nice microphone, huh?
It sure is.
Oh, boy. 45-19. Murgo at the line to shoot a pair with exactly 30 seconds to go in the first half from what has been a painful first half for Mount Hope. And as you mentioned, this is what you get when you get an open style tournament. You have your Division I, you have your Division II, you have your Division III. And if you're not able to do it in either of those, you have some problems in tournaments like this where you can't match up with all the physicality and athleticism with a team like Bishop Hendricken. I mean, this is a very interesting program. We knew this year in and year out. Clock at 15.
I mean, just imagine you did it at the NCAA level and you had Division III teams playing against Division I teams in March Madness. You would get scores like this. You wouldn't always. You might get a D3 team to win an upset, and it would be an amazing thing, but you would pay a price for it on the other end.
Traveling violation on Parmalee, 3.4 to go on the clock. I would pay to see those games, I'll tell you that. I would pay to see those games.
I could see you with tears in your eyes as Keene State took down Towson.
Big deal, huh? Runner does not go by Valenzuela after the half. This is where we break. Hendricken with a large margin, 45, so a little bit lopsided. Mount Hope going from right to left. Been a pretty good day here at Brown University. One more game still on the way. As we're back underway, another 16 here, second half action. And we've got it for you, NFHS Network. Scott opens the half off with a 3, back rim to no good. Hendricken looking to push as they did to open this game. 20 seconds in, we've got a foul.
Don't like seeing the quick 3 there by Mount Hope. They've just got to come out and play a basketball game. In all likelihood, this is not one that you're going to win. When anytime you can double your score at halftime, pitch a shutout and still lose, you're in some real trouble, and that's where they are right now, more than doubled up. But just play the game as if it were 0-0, and if you play it well enough, maybe you can stumble into an opportunity toward the end of the game where you have a chance to really make something happen on the scoreboard. But right now, you're just trying to play your best basketball for the final 16 minutes of your season.
Scott comes over and commits the foul. Custard made his way to the rim, and he will shoot free throws about 33 seconds here into the second half. So 2 fouls right away for Mount Hope to open up the opening seconds of what we have left in regulation. Custard knocks down the first. He had 12 in the first half alone. 3 double-digit scorers on the floor right now for the Hawks. Rattles out the second. Ball almost popped loose. Here come the Huskies. Drive to the baseline. That one is shut off by Missoula. Valenzuela picks up his dribble, finds Scott curling around. Open 3, got it. 46-22, a minute into the second half. Missoula calls out the play, and right underneath, camping out. I don't know how Matthew Duffy was so wide open in the inner circle.
That's too easy. You need to be playing for pride in your team, and you play for your teammates. You know, you don't want to see your own friends, your own classmates get embarrassed, and there's a lot of people watching this game. You want to put your best foot forward. Obviously, it's not the optimal situation, but you need to handle it as best you're able.
2 shots coming for Valenzuela. I thought that was on the floor, but they're allowing a little bit of continuation here.
And it's just, it's human nature. The referees are going to do what they can to try to help Mount Hope along here. I mean, when you get into just disastrous games like this one, nobody wants to see it end up on the pace that it was on in the first half. You know, you want to try to even the game up as much as possible. And for as long as you're not changing the outcome of the game itself, there's really no harm in doing that.
48-24, a minute and a half in. Missoula pulls up. Couldn't get it to go. Saved there on the air ball. 15 seconds remain on the shot clock. A drive by Missoula. Shot fakes and passes out. Baseline jumper doesn't go, and we temporarily lost our scoreboard.
That's one way to solve the problem if you're Mount Hope.
Let's just end this thing right here. 48-24. Hendricken gets the fresh 35. Everything comes back on. Underneath and a layup for Eric Niger. Turning around at the low block and unable to get it to go is Francis. Uh-oh. Almost. Parmley was going to cock that back and put on a show. Instead, someone cut off his run, but still up and in for two. Francis underneath. The other end is able to put it back. So Hendricken right now playing the doubled up game against Mount Hope. 13-15 to go in the second half. Missoula and Hendricken pretty spread out offensively. Nice cut in and an easy finish for Matthew Duffy. Duffy has 14. Scott working, and wow, if that thing went down, that would have been a pretty move. Missoula gets tripped up. And we'll find a cutting Matthew Duffy for two.
The floor monster almost got Missoula right before that last pass.
Valenzuela gets caught up. Partially blocked. Francis underneath. Basketball still alive. And a blocking foul is called against number 21, William Parmley.
Bishop Hendricken foul number 21, William Parmley. That is his second personal. Team foul number 2. Re-entering the lineup from Mount Hope.
So now the substitutes will start for Mount Hope, and that's not, of course, to say that their substitutes when they come out of the game are going to be done for the day, but for Mount Hope, you open it up at this point. You just try to find who the best 5 guys are today, not necessarily the best 5 this season, and if that can be Jake Foreman, you'll go with it.
Foul is called away from the basketball before the inbound. Third foul on Missoula. Hendricken's third here in the second half. 56-26. Just over 12 and a half remains in this one. Flopped on over to Valenzuela. Uses the screen, pulls the trigger, wing 3, well short. Cousteau is there to collect the board. Missoula and a shot fake now. On the drive by Duffy. He's been extremely active here in the second half.
He certainly has, and really this whole Hendricken team, when they've been out there, they've done a great job of forcing the tempo, keeping the game fast, and really keeping this game going more quickly than Mount Hope's been able to react to it.
First free throw clanks. 12-19 to go in this one. Duffy puts it to a 31-point game. A steal by Duffy. He's been all over the place this half. Almost gets the basket to go. A foul is called. He'll have free throws coming. So a place where he was just about 12 seconds ago. Duffy back at the line. Has the chance to put Bishop Hendricken up with an even more comfortable lead.
17 already for Duffy, and he seems destined for at least 20. See the LaSalle crowd starting to file in now, and I wonder if maybe we'll hear a little back and forth between the LaSalle fans and the Hendricken fans as they begin to look ahead, just maybe. Of course, LaSalle still has a game to play, but perhaps another installment of this big rivalry between the two storied programs in the state of Rhode Island coming Friday. And the excitement, I'm sure, will start right away, and there'll be quite the buzz in both school buildings all week long in anticipation.
Basketball stays with Mount Hope after it goes out of bounds on the near sideline. From the free throw line. Tough pass, ball loose on the floor. Fought hard for. And one official says that they were able to call a timeout. Didn't look like anyone truly had possession, but they gave it to him. 11:50 to go in the second half, 59-26, Hendricken on top.
And you're going to be treated in that LaSalle game. I don't think you've seen a student section on the NFHS tour yet quite like what you're about to see. I had my first LaSalle basketball experience last Sunday, and wow, especially for a neutral site game, they packed it out, they made a ton of noise, and I think they definitely had an impact on the outcome of the game.
Well, I'm very happy you get to call game number 16 for yourself in 4 days. And you get a good one. That's where you and I personally are, game 15 in 4 days. We are at game 3 of 4 here today. And already punched 2 tickets to the Final Four for Friday here in our Open Boys Basketball Championships.
Both those teams look very good towards the end of their games. You know, you look at Central, a team that struggled a little over the middle but finished strong. And then you look at the winner in our last game, you know, you're going to have Coventry making a tremendous Cinderella run out of that 6th seed right now. Central out of the 10, you know you're going to have one of those 6 and under teams going to the championship game. That's exciting stuff. That's why you have an open tournament. And yes, you will get games like this, but you know, it's for the schools like Coventry and like Central. That's why you have this tournament.
5 on the shot clock. Valenzuela gets fouled, and it's going to be 3 free throws. And Hensler doesn't like the call, but regardless here, Mount Hope could use points at any cost, and they'll have free throws coming.
And a blowout's a blowout. There's no way to make everybody happy, but the officials are put between 2 competing pressures. There are, of course, people that want a closer score, and then there are people that want a faster game because, of course, we do have another game that we want to try to get to start reasonably close to on time. And so it can be very difficult for not only coaches to handle, you know, how you use your personnel. The winning team doesn't want to embarrass the opponent, but there's 2 ways of thinking about that. You can embarrass them by putting in the second unit early, or you can embarrass them by running up the score crazy. And this is one of those places where, you know, the 2 things that you want at the same time kind of butt heads. You can't have both. You can't have a quick game and a bunch of free throws from Mount Hope. You really have to pick one or the other, and it seems like, at least so far, the officials are trying to help Mount Hope get their score up a little bit.
All 3 free throws go down. It's still a 30-point ball game. Underneath, turnaround Nygren, it doesn't go. And Scott is there to corral the board. He's off and running, 4 on 3, takes it in the lane. High off the glass for 2.
Scott's been excellent today, really. The game not going his team's way, but his effort has been tremendous. And when he's had the ball in his hands, he's been able to do some very impressive things.
Drive, kick, 3. O'Brien rattles one in there. 63-31. On the other end, doesn't get it to go. Ball is lost. It'll go the other way with Mount Hope. 62-31, 10:41 to go in the second half. Both teams with 4 fouls. Valenzuela quick to move, looks down at the low block, faking towards the baseline, turning around, shuffling his feet, and traveling is number 23, Alex Francis. Been a tough game out of the chute for Mount Hope. Coustard drives, flips that one, saving it and keeping it in play as Parmley. Get the ball over back to O'Brien. He hit a 3 from there just moments ago. Loses the handle. Coustard will try a 3. Why not? 65-31, 10 minutes to go in this one.
And Hendricken really keeping Mount Hope honest here defensively. If you're not going to go out and contest, they've got no problem continuing to shoot. They don't care what the score is. That's the coach's problem.
Francis gets 2. 32-point ball game, still a big spread. Timeout called by Bishop Hendricken. And it's a full one.
Under 10 minutes right there, and I think that may be an amount of time that Jamal Gomes had in mind of, all right, if this game is still growing to a larger lead at the 10-minute mark, then I'll call a timeout, then I'll start getting some people out of here. But in the meantime, it's still incumbent upon Mount Hope. If you see a starting five still out there, you've got to play it like it's still a close game, because those guys still want their numbers, they want their points, and they want to make sure they don't leave the door open even in the slightest bit for a comeback. They want a state title, and they're not going to do anything to risk that to help somebody else out.
65-33, 9:45 to go here in the second. So, of course, our final game, LaSalle and Classical. LaSalle #1 here with a win over Middletown, 75-50. Classical got by North Providence as the 8th seed, 54-45, and then 8 here in our final quarter matchup.
And congratulations to North Providence. What an incredible run they had just to get into that tournament, to be able to go and win 3 games and win Division II in the dramatic fashion that they did was really just an amazing thing to be a part of last Sunday. You really felt that, they had fortune on their side, and things were just bound to break their way, and they really seized that moment and converted to be able to win their division. But a lot of times, it's one tournament specific, a team that goes on a great conference tournament run or division tournament run. When they step out to that next level, a lot of time the pixie dust wears off, and I think that's sort of what happened in North Providence, but certainly a season that they can remember and be proud of for a long time to come.
Offensive foul called on Custard. Team's 5th. Scott straightaway 3 rattles out, does not go down. Custard there for the rebound, and they're quick to move. Driving all the way through, taking the contact with the follow by Plumlee. That was Duffy with the initial drive.
You do see a lot of redundance between the division and the state tournaments. 4 of the 8 teams on the floor today also appeared in the division finals last week.
Francis putting himself together a nice day.
So the difference in tournament styles benefits some teams, disadvantages others, but for many, really little difference. Like a LaSalle, very much the same for both. They are taking on all comers as the favorite.
Parmley gets another. He has 17. Scott the fall away in rebuttal. And last touch by Mount Hope. Missoula will come back in the game for Matthew Duffy. 8:50 to go in this half here, and it's been wide open here for Hendricken for quite some time. Missoula gets picked by Scott. He'll take it all the way for 2 off the glass and try to get Mount Hope back into this one as much as possible. And Scott's been the leader of this team since the opening minutes.
Up to 17 points now, a tremendous afternoon that he's put together. His teammates just have not been able to answer along with him today.
Custard, little step back. Baseline jumper does not go, but a long rebound going with Bishop Hendricken. Missoula gets held up a little bit, keeps the ball inbound, and they will keep the basketball up top. Nygren fakes left, drives right. O'Brien spins around, tries to create some space, and gets it to go. 71-37 with under 8 to go. Scott says, why not? Offensive rebound by the Huskies. Francis has had a couple baskets here in the second. Valenzuela drives in through the towers, couldn't get it to go. Custard almost gets picked by
too
Scott.
much of the why not stuff for my liking from this Mount Hope offense today, is obviously the game out of hand at this stage, but back in the early stages where they could have kept the game competitive, a lot of times they were taking those big long shots early in shot clocks, just trying to do more on the scoreboard than the rules of the game let them. Almost like they were trying to come back from 6, 8, 10 all on one shot, and it got away from them in a hurry.
A drive and a pick on this end.
Look out.
I wonder if he can dunk. And he lays it in. Rather a couple points here. Custard is 18. As this lead still remains wide open. Scott keeps it himself, comes to the free throw line. Valenzuela, a 3-ball, knocks it down. And Mount Hope eclipses the 40-point mark. 33-point game, 6.5 to go. That one almost gets out of hand for Hendricken. Kustar drives and gets fouled.
What is it with the colleges when they solicit donations? We just happen to coincidentally have an ad on the center court scroll right now. They all say make a gift. Where does that phrase come from? Why isn't it give a gift? Why isn't it make a donation? Where did make a gift come from? They all do it. These are the things we can explore in a 73-40 game. Brian, help me out.
I have no idea. Making a gift.
I spend an above average amount of time on college and university websites, as you probably do too.
Yeah, I do, yes.
And you run into that everywhere you go.
Run into a lot of interestingly worded things. Making a gift versus giving a gift. Now you got me going here. I'll get back to you. Francis couldn't create enough space, ran out of real estate. O'Brien drives, flips out. Hensler. Loft turns around, almost loses the basketball. This time he does. Valenzuela, how about 1 on 3, 1 on 4? Just couldn't get it to go. A quick outlet. This pace is really taken off here in the last couple seconds. Loft from close range. He hits the jump shot. Under 6 to play. Little one-handed drop, tried to go there, but Francis is right there on the air ball and puts it up. Francis has 8 points. Hensler will slow it down. O'Brien near wing. Cutting through Missoula. Just doesn't go. It danced down the back of the rim. Valenzuela clips the timeline. Works on Hensler. Loft rejects. Stops the clock with 5:17 remaining. A couple nice minutes from Ira Loft off the bench. Junior forward listed at 6'5". Inbound to Scott.
And if you're Loft right now, this game isn't your concern. You're trying to show something to your coaches that will demonstrate that you can carry more of the load next year.
It's going to stay with Mount Hope. They give them a fresh 35.
The reason you go to a place like Hendricken is because you're trying to raise your game to another level and be marketable to people like Bob Walsh, the head coach at Rhode Island College, who's here doing color commentary on the radio side today, and other coaches at all levels of the collegiate game. And you're definitely going to get noticed at Hendricken because you're going to play on big stages like this one. And it's what you do when you get out there. No matter when you get in the game, it's incumbent on you to put up.
And don't you know that advice well? Everywhere you go, always got to try to impress.
Absolutely.
So we dip under the 5-minute mark. A lot of big minutes logged by a couple guys off the bench for Hendricken as well. A drive and running out of room, but dishing to Hensler. 15 on the shot clock as the scoreboard loses power again. On our side.
The clock mercifully kept going.
That's a beautiful thing. Shot clock resets itself and we get Hendricken keeping the basketball. O'Brien gets back out. Hensler and just using a little bit of clock here. O'Brien spins at the low block, flips it up, and it does not go. Scott is there to pull down the weak side rebound. And a kick basketball. Duffy comes back in the game. Good minutes logged from Chris O'Brien, the 5'11 senior guard for Bishop Hendricken. Knocked down a 3 and created a couple plays there on the offensive end. Shot doesn't go for Mount Hope. Under 4 to go. Loft in the corner. Back out top. Hensler. Loft pops back out, thought about the three. Missoula, long arms, keeping that ball for Hendricken. Couldn't get it to go from short range, and now Francis is off and moving. Hensler keeping his feet together as much as he can. Francis, good body control off the glass for two. Francis has 8 of his 10 here in the second half. Missoula now back to Hensler and Loft, guarded by Francis. Fakes left, drives. Francis picks his pocket. He's off and running, gets the pass from Scott. Francis gets up off the glass for two and was chased by no one but Bishop Hendricken Hawks on that play. Good strong finish by the junior forward for the Huskies. Missoula continuing where he left off for two. 78-46, 2:45 remains in this one. Flipped up by Francis, trying to continue on with the offense he's provided here in the second half, as we've got 2.5 to go. Ripping down a hard rebound there is Murgo. Francis just trying to work on a few things, and they call a blocking call. And I don't know. What do you think? You have a little grin on your face there. What do you think? Don't be shy.
The officials do a terrific job by and large. You know, it's impossible to get them all over the course of a 32-minute game. They are all human beings. Human element is a very important part of sports, Brian.
Team foul number 6.
Don't you forget it.
Oh, I never will. 6 fouls for Hendricken, 5 for Mount Hope.
Oh, the basket too. How about that?
Let's keep it going. Free throw's good. Oh, man. Bunch of new faces on the floor here for Hendricken. Rosario back out there. Driving to take, doesn't go. A foul called on the other end. I don't have a number 12. Can't give it to you. This happened yesterday in our tournament. I don't have a number 12.
It's always very difficult when that goes down. You just have to hope he doesn't shoot.
So 1:45 to go in this game that's been spread out for pretty much since the opening minutes when it was a 14-2 lead. Rejection there from the Huskies. And it's going to stay here with Hendricken. 1:34 remains.
Entering the lineup for the Hawks, number 31, Andrew Ferguson.
A couple other names I don't have on here. That's always nice. .120 remains. Shot clock as time expires there. And the three is no good.
Should get a rule change so that the coaches have to fill out a book with us and the table.
I like that too. Scott drains a three from straight away. 78-52.
And then I could just have a little red flag I could throw out on the court, and I could say, Brian Schnee doesn't have that jersey number. Technical foul.
I would like that. I would like that. Any way to implement things in this game to make it more doable for us? I'll take that.
Because really, what's important here?
The viewers at home, 54.1 to go in this one. Free throws coming. Andrew Ciccarelli is there to shoot two. Tukes Adamola there on the near side for Bishop Hendricken.
Imagine if that ever happened in a close game and you were calling the play-by-play yourself and it were like a 2-point game.
And I have
somebody you didn't have, and I throw the flag out and you go, oh no, I don't have that number. This could be a tie game.
So we are able to influence this game?
It would be dynamic.
Free throws good, 80-52. Pull-up jumper from deep does not hit the rim. About an 11-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Hendricken just dribbling around here. Trying to create some clock. Drive and a flipped up runner by, I can't tell you because I don't have their number. 82-52.
28.7 seconds to go, and nothing helps you when you're missing numbers on your roster quite like a timeout in an 82-52 game with 28.7 seconds left. I've always found.
You know, I often think about that.
Nice moment here, though, in all seriousness, is Mount Hope having a chance to take its more experienced players off. Matthew Scott, just an outstanding afternoon here today for Mount Hope. Is had a 20-plus point afternoon, and he'll get the salute he deserves for a tremendous career. And really, it's another part when we discuss the pros and cons of the Open tournament, is really Mount Hope has had to go through this end-of-season disappointing loss thing twice now, with the loss last Sunday in the division championships and then here in the statewide tournament. Really just, you know, two gut-wrenching ends of different roads here just 7 days apart.
Mount Hope looking for a little bit of something to at least go out on the high note. They cannot do that. As we expire the clock. 82-52 your final. Hendricken will move on. Mount Hope ends their season here. Thoughts?
Well, this one was just evident right from the opening 2 minutes of the game that